It is prophesied when the earth is in great peril will come the Rainbow Warriors. James Hansen was no hippie waving placards protesting GMOs. No offense to the hippies. He was a NASA-appointed climate scientist who looms large in the story of how we got here, sounding the alarm bells about what we were doing to the environment because the science went up against the interests of the government institution that employed him. Now, this guy is an important figure because he's the preeminent climate scientist, and he put it all on the line. This man was arrested 4 times in Washington in front of the White House, protesting. Now, when the former director of the NASA Goddard Institute for Space Studies and responsible for building climate models is suing the United States government and its executive branches for not protecting a stable climate system, all hype aside, does it not indicate we have a serious problem on our hands?
Like, when did you start getting really concerned enough to do what you did, to break the rules, to speak truth to power? Must have been a change. I'm just wondering what the kind of trigger was for you.
No, the trigger was simply that I want to give an honest description of our research, and I agreed to testify to Congress about it, and did testify a few times in the 1980s, but one of the times I was asked via NASA headquarters to change parts of the testimony. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to do that. Yeah. So these changes were being proposed from the White House. It was 1986 for the first time that my testimony was changed.
And what did they change?
They changed wording to make it seem that it was more uncertain as to whether there were important climate effects of the increasing greenhouse gases.
What's your feeling then, more in general, about that change from climate deniers towards this kind of lukewarmism that we're seeing now?
Well, it's not surprising that people don't see the threat because of the delayed response of the climate system. So, we can now see that things are beginning to happen, but there's a lot more in the pipeline just because of the inertia of the system due to the heat capacity of the ocean and the time that it takes for ice sheets to begin to melt enough to make a important sea level change. We're pouring energy into the ocean at a rate which is at least 10 times greater than any time in Earth's history. And warming is occurring at a rate at least 10 times greater than during the Paleocene, Eocene thermal maximum 50 million years ago. And Greta says these cops are just blah, blah, blah. And she's right in the sense that they're not attacking.
If this hero did not exist as an outspoken authority on the perils of climate change, we would have to have invented him.